very different world. But in a world where your revenues are no longer what they used to be, you have to move from what is effectively a 19th century model into a 21st century model. And that involves doing things outside, because there's specialty groups. There's people who can do call centres outside for, frankly, half the money with a very good service. In terms of the metro businesses here, we've sent our sub-editing across to New Zealand. These are sort of quite radical, quite confronting things for our people. And so when I go to Dubbo and I sort of say to people, we're doing this, it's about saying, what we have to do is run our businesses as efficiently as possible. We know change is coming. We know that we have to and have a responsibility to sustain businesses, but we also know that we have to train and bring people on and give people the skills and tools to operate in a new business, in a new environment. So we're not just saying that because we all know that you don't cut costs. There's no cutting your way to glory in any environment. If you're finding that the advertising revenue that was coming into your business is not what it used to be, and there are structural stresses, you've got to find new ways of making money. And often people look at the internet, which came on board in the early 90s, and look at this in terms of the challenges that it delivers the media industry, rather than, from the other perspective, the opportunities. And what we're seeing now is enormous opportunities for all media businesses, and it doesn't matter whether they're metropolitan or regional or rural, great opportunities in terms of what the internet is providing us. Now, for instance, you look at something. What we do through our we have extensive sales forces all the way through our metropolitan businesses, and we cover 6 million Australians through our regional agricultural businesses. We fundamentally have sold newspaper and online advertising through that. But as small and medium enterprises move into a digital age, move into looking at how they should manage search as part of a mix of marketing requirements for their business, and this is happening all over the world. This is not an Australian issue, it's not a New Zealand issue, it's in the US, it's in the UK, it's in all the Western democracies. Businesses are sort of saying, well, we want a total marketing solution. So what we're doing, and we're piloting in a number of our markets, our regional markets, is going to our customers, plus new customers, and saying, okay, we've sold you newspaper advertising, we've sold you online advertising, but we will sell you Google AdWords. We will deliver you a Facebook page. We will get you up online. We will provide you a whole range of digital marketing services, because we have that relationship with that customer. Our customers are moving into a new world, and we are going to deliver our customers what they need in this new world. Now, this is a fantastic opportunity. And what it is, it's just saying we have an on-the-ground 24/7 sales force right across Australia, and we're going to be delivering them the product. We're not going to wait for somebody else to come in and provide that web service, or provide that search service, or provide these other services. And so when I sort of say to people in Dubbo, yes, there's impacts upon, and difficult impacts upon your business as we move to make the businesses more and more efficient and get the scales and consolidating it, and then the benefits of consolidating our business. I'm also saying, but I'll promise you that we will deliver you the training and skills to go into your market and deliver your clients and a lot of other people the sort of services that they want, and that will sustain your business. That will build the number of jobs in the business, and that will continue to service your community, because it's the servicing of the community which is absolutely critical here. And I've talked about the business, but can you imagine, well, you know, look at what we do. What Fairfax does is we deliver journalism into our communities. Now, it doesn't matter, you don't have to write the story. You can be in the marketing part of the business, you can be in the sales part, finance, admin, anywhere. You're part of that, you're part of that. And what that journalism does is ask the questions that need to be asked. Deliver the information that needs to be delivered. Deliver the level of transparency that make all of our communities civil communities, and we can look around the world in the news on any given day and see what it would be like to live in an uncivil community. We don't want that. And our institution, and Fairfax is part of a very important institutional framework in this country to keep us open and honest. But we do that in a commercial environment. We deliver, in fact, we're a company that delivers a public good in a commercial environment. It's a very unusual business indeed. And what is critical is that we keep that commercial focus in mind, and that we deliver our audience what they need in the form that they want, and that we absolutely maximise our ability to be a commercial organisation within that. Now, look, there's other things that we're also looking at. You know, and it depends upon, you know, the size of the business, but businesses now are looking to publishers to provide them content, because they have their own websites. And their own websites used to just be about, this is who the CEO is, and this is who the head of sales is, and this is where you can contact us. But much more and more businesses want to use their websites to engage with their consumer. And to engage with their consumer, they need content. They don't want to be publishers in their own right. They want stuff to put up on their websites, and they turn to us to do that. So we provide content not just through our websites and through our mastheads, but we provide content directly to other people. It's separate from our journalism, but that's what we do, and we're scaling that up. We're scaling that up. And there's another component. You know, Grant runs a business, a media business, but, you know, part of that business is Agquip, a huge agricultural event. Now, right across Fairfax, if you put the City to Surf in there, you put the fact that we own the Sydney Food and Wine Festival, events are something which we already earn something in the order of $25 million a year in revenue. That's an area, because it engages with our community, that we are intent on scaling and building. Intent on scaling and building that. So there's 3 areas of new revenue generation that are core to our business now, but are leveraging off the assets that we've got. So it's not just about cost cutting, it's not just about efficiency, it's looking to the future. And the other thing is data. Now, you know, it's a different world. I mean, someone said to me, you know, privacy was a 20th century concept. It didn't exist before the 20th century, and it's not going to exist after the 20th century. Well, that might be a little extreme, but there's absolutely no doubt that data is of enormous value to advertisers, because it identifies much more effectively who their target market is. And we have enormous levels of data inside our business. And we can absolutely use that data. Once upon a time we used to think it was all about sort of systems and efficiencies and getting it all in neat rows. But in fact, you know, it's really about how you build the capabilities inside your business to be able to use that data effectively. So what I've spoken to you about is, not specifically about issues relating to, our farm community or our regional communities. What I'm trying to sort of deliver is a perspective of, here's a large media company. It's seeing enormous changes in the way in which advertising is delivered. It's having to change its approach massively from a business model which had in fact been intact since the 19th century until, quite recently. And we were going through enormous change, and that brings enormous levels of discomfort to people and enormous levels of uncertainty to people. And so what we're doing, and it is our responsibility to do that because we want to maintain the strength of our connections and our service to our communities, what we are doing is taking a very, very sharp and focused view around what we need to do to build our business for the future. And that is our responsibility. We want to pursue our passion to deliver journalism, and that involves making lots of tough decisions on the cost side, but a lot of very innovative decisions on the revenue side. And the beauty of when I go around the communities that I see is I just see this passion from our people, and particularly the young people. They just want to be in it. In fact, it's sort of, I've got to sort of say, actually, you're ahead of you're too far ahead of your market here. Your market doesn't need this just yet, but I will give you the commitment that you will be ahead of them, because we want to be ahead of the curve of change, not behind it. I've seen media companies, and I've been around in this game for a long time, and I've seen the dangers of being behind. You don't want to be there. You want to be ahead, not too far ahead, but you want to be ahead, so that when our clients and other potential clients around Australia want to be able to fully engage in all the benefits of digital marketing, they come to us and we give it to them, and we have that relationship, and that sustains the community of journalism, or sustains the journalism that we can deliver to our communities. So that's what we're doing. So I'm really happy to, as I said, to answer questions, and the more the merrier. Thanks very much.